Once a COVID vaccine is approved, who will get it first and how will it be given out? Today, the Alabama Department of Public Health released their plan for distributing a COVID-19 vaccine. In phase 1, since limited doses of vaccine will most likely be available, they plan to give those to people like first responders and healthcare workers. In phase 2, large numbers of doses will be available. The state will use educational efforts to target critical populations who are not vaccinated in phase 1. In phase 3, is when there should be enough supply to try to vaccinate everyone. You can view the complete plan on rocketcitynow.com.